Little Rock, announced in a matter of days, the media's All-SEC preseason team will include only a few Razorbacks. Such minimal representation can be anything from an omen to an opportunity. A year ago, Arkansas was one of 5 teams with only 2 players each on the 3-deep team announced during SEC Media Days. The Razorbacks and 2 of the others, Tennessee and Vanderbilt, were a combined 2-22 in conference play. On the other hand, both Missouri and Mississippi State were 4-4 in the SEC and won a total of 16 games. A year ago, Arkansas's representatives were first-teamer Frank Ragnow and third-teamer Austin Allen, and neither was a surprise. Guessing which Razorbacks will be honored this year, the frontrunner is Hjalte Froholt, who has some advantages over his teammates. Position, publicity. Froholt has received national recognition from reputable sources, and many of the more than 200 media members who vote at the upcoming Media Days in Atlanta need help identifying offensive linemen. Pro Football Focus graded Froholt as the number 2 guard in the SEC, and CBS Sports named him the number 23 player in college football. Plus, 5 of the 10 offensive linemen on the Associated Press All-SEC team last December were seniors. Backstory: the media loves a good angle. Froholt played his sophomore year in the U.S. as a foreign exchange student, went back home to Denmark for his junior year, then returned to the U.S. to finish high school. Plus, not many 4-star defensive players make the successful transition to offense after 1 year, and the other finalists for his signature were Florida State and Michigan. Resume: Froholt has started 25 straight games since making the transition to left guard, and he did not allow a sack while playing almost 400 snaps last year. New offensive coordinator Joe Craddock calls Froholt a bell cow, and line coach Dustin Fry labels him a stud. Recognition of Ragnow and Allen was rooted more in documented accomplishments. Ragnow made 26 consecutive starts prior to his senior season, was named first-team All-American by Pro Football Focus in 2016, was on several preseason All-American teams, and was a candidate for the Remington Trophy that goes to the best center in the country. Allen led the SEC in passing with 3,430 yards in 2016, completing 61% of his attempts, and threw 2 or more TD passes in 9 games. Ragnow's play was so solid that he made the App's All-SEC second team even though he suffered a season-ending injury in the 8th game of the year at Auburn. Allen had no chance for postseason recognition after he missed 4 games with a shoulder injury. His completion percentage dropped 5 points and his passing yardage was down 2,000 yards from 2016. On top of that, Missouri's Drew Lock led the FBS with 44 touchdown passes, and Auburn's Jarrett Stidham was 37 of 51 when the Tigers beat number 1 Georgia and No. 1 Alabama in 3 weeks on their way to a 10-win regular season. Appropriately, they were on the first and second teams selected by the App's dozen-plus voters. Last July, the 3-deep at quarterback was Alabama's Jalen Hurts, Mississippi State's Nick Fitzgerald, and Allen. Other than Froholt, linebacker John Harris and defensive lineman McTelvin Agim are the Razorbacks most likely to receive preseason honors. Harris made the App's second team last year as a sophomore after finishing second in the SEC with 115 total tackles. He recorded 10 tackles or more against 6 conference opponents, although a cynic might suggest he racked up such big numbers because of innumerable opportunities. A 5-star recruit, Agim has been something of a disappointment, but the junior claims he will benefit from John Chavis' 4-3 alignment build as more of an attacking approach than the 3-4 employed last year. Cornerback Ryan Pulley, who missed the final 11 games last season, is a long shot to make the preseason team, but could be on the All-SEC team that matters in December. The last Razorback defender to make the All-SEC first team in the postseason was linebacker Martrell Spade in 2014.